Saw is a 2004 psychological horror film directed by James Wan and was his directorial debut as well. The movie also stars Leigh Whannell, who would go on to help write other Wan films such as Dead Silence and Insidious. Anyway, let's move on with the review. The plot of Saw revolves around two men, a photographer named Adam, played by Leigh Whannell, and Dr. Gordon, played by Cary Elwes, hopefully I'm saying his name right, who wake up in a dirty-ass room with no recollection of how they got there. While they ponder the situation they are in, they discover a sketchy tape recorder along with some tapes that explain rules to a game that can mean their very lives that they do not succeed. What's worse is that the doctor, Gordon, is given an ultimatum: find a way to escape from his chains and kill Adam, or he will kill his wife and daughter. While this is going on, a detective, David Tapp, played by Danny Glover, is hellbent on capturing who did this to them after seeing his partner murdered by the same man, or so he thinks. So the premise is actually really clever because it's basically just two men in one room, but it gives us a good chance to know who these people are and what makes this movie so great is the character-driven writing, because it really brings you more into the movie and only makes you want to see these characters survive even more. Also, these are not perfect people, so there is a lot of opportunity for character development with this movie, with all of this as well. I gave plot an A. Very impressive writing with some incredible character moments. Next is acting, and this is probably the best part of the movie. These characters are obviously in a pretty scary situation. Boy, do they show it. They know that something bad is going to happen to them, and the constant panic they convey really helped me to invest myself in the film. And when Cary Elwes' character hears the sound of his daughter's voice, her fears sound so genuine that it actually sounds like it could have come from a legitimate crime scene. Kudos to Mackenzie Vega for that, and kudos to Cary for bringing such an emotional performance to his character. It truly made me want to see him survive, but then I'd be conflicted because then he'd have to kill Adam. Anyway, I give acting an A+. Finally, directing. James Wan does a fairly good job with pulling this movie along. While I do think he does get better over the course of his career, this one still manages to be pretty well made. There were obviously some moments where I could tell this was a debut film, since there were some scenes where the camera was noticeably shaky, as well as scenes where the lighting was a little off to the point where I kind of couldn't tell what was going on. But other than that, the way this film was edited was very impressive. I know people are split on this, but it was honestly really fitting for a film like this. Especially the bear trap mouth scene. The editing in that scene made her situation much more scary than it already was. I give directing an A+. Overall, Saw may seem like an over the top gore fest, but don't knock it till you've tried it. This has some of the best character moments I've seen in an early 2000s movie, as well as one of the most twisted movie killers, who is not only disturbed but also very intelligent. He is one step ahead of everyone. James Wan opens his career with a bang. I give Saw a B+, much better than I expected.